everybody, welcome back to JB's Bible and Bourbon Talk. On this podcast, we talk about very wonderful things. We talk about Jesus, and we also talk about whiskey, and that's our special episode today. Is we're going to be looking at a special distillery that we've reached out to and got some bottles from. But as you know, I'm JB. I'm a pastor at a Reformed church here in Ohio. With me is my wonderful co-host, hair pointing to the sky.
That's
Fancy
right.
Rob.
Thank you, JB. So I am Fancy Rob, the better half of this podcast hosting.
Hey, Craig needs
duo,
a nickname.
I think.
We'll
get there.
No nickname, Craig. That sounds good.
Try be as mean as you can.
Yeah, with us is my good friend. Well, I don't know if he's a good friend of yours, Rob, but good friend of mine and Patreon supporter, Craig Meyer.
Hello there.
Invigorating intro as always, Craig. Thank you so much for.
Hey,
that's what you get.
The electricity in the room, it's palpable.
Yeah.
So
hey, Craig makes amazing pens, though. I'll tell you that right now.
He does make great pens. One of the ways that you could have found a pen this last year is if you were in our Patreon tiers, our Apostle or Disciple tiers, as they were part of our year-end gifts. So we do. I had to split it out, otherwise JB just chuckles. So we do year-end gifts as part of our Patreon Apostle and Disciple tiers. jbbibleandbourbon.com/social is going to have all of our social media, how you can support us on Patreon, how you can join those Apostle and Disciple tiers where you get the end of your gift, you get to come on an episode with us, you get time monthly with us, and, hey, you get to support a great ministry and hopefully bring more people to Christ through this podcast, which we're really excited about. jbbibleandbourbon.com/social, Patreon, social media, all of our video and audio podcatchers. What more could you ask for?
And you especially want to watch on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because we're handsome.
We are handsome. The level of bearded glory.
Yes.
Yeah. And really the only
Craig's
reason
working on it.
Yeah. So we grew beards because, we grew beards because YouTube sent us a notice that we were far too handsome without them, and we had to cover up a portion of our face.
Yeah.
So now we're just rugged and handsome.
Yes.
We're not. The aura isn't too bright, so it's just enough.
So, anyways, we're here to drink whiskey.
We are indeed.
Yes, yeah. We get to try some whiskeys from a distillery called Legends Distillery in Israel. Friend of ours, Eric Greenway, actually pointed this in my direction quite a while ago. Back when Craig was on the show, I think, was when we talked about ordering these whiskeys. And so, Rob, if you would want to talk about Legends Distillery a little bit. They've got a great story behind what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely go back and check out that episode with Craig. And if you want to go back and check that one out, it was, I believe, episode 13 or 14. It was Shekels, Slingshots, and Lots of Duties. Classy title. We're classy men drinking classy bourbon. So that's
classy.
That's what we're going to get to today.
Hey, and we paid in shekels.
We did pay in shekels.
Yes. But PayPal converted it to
my terrible math skills. Yeah, no, JB didn't tell me that. He's just like, how much is 777 shekels or 775 shekels, and do the math and blah blah blah, and make me look like a fool. Anyway,
doesn't take much.
It doesn't. So this is Legends Distillery in Israel. So this distillery is situated on the site of David's legendary battle with Goliath. Spoiler alert, he won. The shock is I'm sure I can see it across your face. So with that, they do have the profound expression of their flagship product, which is Slingshot, which we will be having a little bit today. So they do have a unique recipe of local grains. They do heavily char the white oak barrels themselves. They make this in an American style. They actually call it Kentucky whiskey. There are reasons to that I'll get into a little bit more as well. A lot to do with the grain types, the way that they mature it. They like to say, and this is all information from their website, so definitely go check them out at legendsdistilleryisrael.com, which will be in the show notes below. At Legends Distillery, they believe in earth, fire, air, and water. The earth, obviously, their nutrient-rich soil. With all their grains, they use small yield grains and all local grains. And then the fire, they hand fire the finest American oak barrels. Again, a way to be able to call that an American tradition Kentucky whiskey. Grains are practically bursting with natural sugars. And then their air, they do have a unique climate characterized by hot, humid days, cooler, drier nights, which allows allows the distillate to really age within the barrels and fluctuate and pull out that rich char that they put on those barrels. And then their water is a lot like Kentucky. So their brooks are resting upon limestone, much like the water in Kentucky is. So that's why they're really saying that they get that similar taste, texture, all of that to traditional Kentucky whiskey. They wanted to make a spirit that they love, which was the American whiskey, and make it in the land they love and make it in Israel. So that is Legends Distillery, and then we're gonna go have some tasting.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I love that it's in the Valley of Elah where David fought Goliath, which should make that Legends Distillery. That makes us legendary, right?
That's right. If you could show us the bottle of which one we're going with first, gentlemen.
Yeah, we're doing the Slingshot. Small batch. That's their basic. It's got Hebrew on the back. If you have Google Translate, yeah, you can definitely translate all that. A little bit light on the color.
Yeah,
there's a grainy sweetness on the nose.
A little grassy, maybe.
Yeah. It's very earthy. I know I haven't tasted any of them yet. I know some of them. Some of them remind me like of a cereal grain, or later on down, one smells almost like Honey Nut Cheerios.
I agree.
But this one got a real good sweetness on the nose.
Yeah, it is definitely sweet. It is definitely sweet. It doesn't smell exactly like a corn sweet.
No, it's very different.
Yeah,
not very different, but there's a distinction between the nose on this and what a bourbon nose is like.
Yeah.
It's 90 proof, so I don't get a ton of alcohol or the ethanol on the nose. It's a very distinct nosing.
It is.
If you're used to bourbon, there's some small familiarities, or similarities. I don't think familiarities is.
It is now. You said it.
I've
we
made
just got to keep saying it.
World broadcasted podcast.
Yeah, so
it's a word.
You'll have some very small similarities in nosing, but nothing unpleasant.
No, I like the
really
nose.
sweet.
To me, it's a little similar, like you said. It's bourbony American whiskey ish.
Yes.
Has the similarities. I also get some similarities of a Scotch. As well on the
like
nose.
A maltiness.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm enjoying the nose.
Yeah, it's nice. It's pleasant.
I think we should just,
dig
into. Wow. Okay. Not a complex. Palate. Reminds me more of Scotch.
Yep.
It's a little sweeter than some Scotch.
Yeah.
So that's where you get that bourbon-esque flavoring. You can taste. You said they heavily char the barrels. You can, and I love that.
Yeah, me too. They have a really cool. Definitely, I've already pointed you to the website. They have a video of them charring the barrels. It's fantastic.
The char, you can
char
get
comes
that.
through. Oh yeah,
the char comes through, and I love it.
I do too. And I wonder if that's also part of the heavy char, but also the climate of really humid and dry, and warm and cold, and just like in Kentucky, you have that temperamental climate where it's pushing the distillate into the barrel and pulling it back out and really taking on that flavor. I'm pleasantly surprised.
I'm very surprised. I shouldn't. That sounds mean. There's a difference between what it noses as and what it tastes as. Neither one are unpleasant, but I love the palate on this.
Yeah,
because it's almost like a bridge between bourbon and Scotch, which both I love.
Love both. So,
but you can really, really get that char. I was not expecting to get really as much char.
Yeah.
And it's delicious.
I'm not expecting to get that much char without a lot of it floating in there.
Right.
Which I also love. But
I do love a little char bits and a.
The initial part is sweet. It reminded me initially as like a sweet tea. Like the first touch on the tongue was like a sweet tea flavor.
I can see that.
Almost like honey on the front of my palate. That sweet tea, like honey, almost brown sugar.
Dang you, Craig.
But as you right,
I said the word. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm very happy.
I'm very. We've waited months to record this episode, and I've been wondering what's it taste like.
I know.
And,
sneaking a nose every now and again. So one of the great things is, so we did the episode. We talked about Eric bringing this up and said, yes, that's a great idea. We must do it. And then Craig was like, hey, I'll go in on that with you guys. So we bought the 3-pack. Little did he know that would, one, he'd have to get on the show and do it with us, and two, it'd be like 6 months later.
Yes, we got the 2-pack right away.
Yeah, exactly.
So there was a little issue with getting the single barrel to us. What I'm going to say about that is, first of all, we're going from Israel to America.
And their shipping was incredibly priced.
The cost of shipping I was floored at how inexpensive.
I pay more for one bottle in the U.S.
Right. And then there was some issue getting the single barrel to us. I don't know if there was some production and then getting it shipped, but the whole time, I will say they've been awesome.
Yeah.
They have always, as I've asked them, they've reached back out to me. They've been wonderful the whole time. Their customer service has been outstanding.
Yeah.
So,
I think the barrel was probably dating someone at the time. It wasn't quite single yet.
Yeah, right.
We had to wait for the break. Sorry, someone had to bring a dad joke.
That's all right. That's right. And as we've said on a previous episode, drama breeds complex whiskey. So it's good.
Man,
yeah,
I'm so
like you said,
happy
JB. It's an approachable palate. I mean, I want to say simple, but that's the wrong word.
I don't think it's simple, but it's very.
Yeah, it's not complex, but it's approachable. It's the flavors work really well together.
It was a short finish to me.
Yeah,
but sometimes you get a short finish and there's an unpleasant taste. It's a short finish, but I'm like, okay, I want to go back in for another drink.
It just kind of tails off. It's not...
It tails off.
Yeah.
A little burst of spice and it's gone.
Yeah, and that's okay. It makes me want to go back in for another
this is
sip.
a good sipping bourbon when you're not looking for something that's going to, set your chest on fire, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is...
Which I often am, but this is a good...
Or your yard.
Exactly.
And this is a joke for y'all.
I'm really excited given the fact that this is the most base model
I know.
that we'll be trying tonight.
We got a single barrel and a full barrel proof to go to yet, so all
right, so this is such a unique pour. I think in nose and flavor, in region, right? This just isn't. There's American style whiskeys in Israel. I believe they're the only one, and we definitely appreciate people doing the American style whiskeys, American style bourbons. In other countries, and they may be tailoring to their particular palate, like a Two Worlds is, or just love bourbon, love American whiskey, and want to make it for their friends and family in their home country. So this is fantastic. Yeah,
it's wonderful. They've put their own little unique spin on it, and for me as a pastor and Christian, just hearing the background story of where it is, I want to visit.
Yeah.
So Legends Distillery.
That's right. I mean, their tours are on Sundays at noon. So I mean, I think there's still time.
Legends Distillery, if you want to reach it.
That was the Legends Distillery small batch. That was 90 proof, correct?
The small batch and the single barrel are both 90.
And then there's variants in the barrel proof.
Yep.
And you can buy them. You can buy individuals. You can buy the 3-pack like we did, which is a great value. You're already paying for shipping. Just pay for it once and get 3 bottles if it's something you're interested in. How often do you get to buy something in shekels?
The cool thing is it's a good story.
It is
to sit down. Like if you bring a friend over, if you really want to wow somebody, I have I
flew this from Israel just for you.
There's a cool story behind it.
Yeah,
it's good. So far, we've only tasted one, but that was their baseline. So I have high hopes for the next 2. It's a great pour. It's got a great story, and how many this is my first time having any kind of Israeli whiskey, so it's really cool. It's unique. There's a good story to be had.
Yep.
So it's a great value.
And I think those different grains are what's giving it some of the characteristics that we're really enjoying. Moving on. You guys also have this bottle.
We do. We have the Slingshot single barrel.
Yeah.
Clocking in at 90 proof. So I'm feeling that there's going to be similar...
Yeah, it's going to be.
Flavor profile, maybe a little bit of uniqueness. So I do have a little bit of the small batch still in Glencairn. that I can kind of go back and forth with. This is barrel number 19.
Okay.
So their 19th single barrel that they've put out. Actually, it looks a little darker.
My hair darker.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a slight. It's a little darker. It looks like.
Damn.
Yeah, it is.
This one smells even sweeter.
Yeah.
So
the very similar nose, but like Craig said, it seems like it's a bit sweeter.
It's funny because I'm picking up. Yeah, definitely pick up the sweetness in the caramel, JB. I'm sorry, you go.
No, you go now. You're fancy Rob.
Now that I've stolen all of your thunder.
Banana
definitely
bread.
The sweetness, but again, I'm picking up that I can't place it because it's just not a grain I'm familiar with. But it delivers those Scotch notes to me, and it might be the char.
Well, yeah, because some Scotches are smoked, like the grains are smoked, and so you get that smokiness, that earthiness, that peatiness, and it might be part of the water as well with the mineral composition of the water, because you said there's limestone.
It is lime, limestone.
But I'm assuming being in Israel, there's some differences in what the water's like, the flavor of it. So that probably has an impact. I'm probably 100% wrong, but they can correct me if they want to. On a trip to Israel.
Exactly. It is. It's another.
As much as you like.
It's another nice nose.
Oh,
90,
man,
it's another 90, so you can really get in there and enjoy it, and it's not going to burn you out.
There's no like off-putting ethanol on this nose.
Are there ages on these?
If there are, they're in Hebrew.
Yeah, I was going to say, if it is, it's in Hebrew.
If we find one, I'll put it on graphic. But yeah,
and they age from right to left.
Exactly. Well played. Well played. I like that one. So. Because it doesn't. I've had 90 proof whiskeys that are sweet that smell terrible.
Yes, no, you're right. And some of them being bourbons, and
and this really is a nice nose that we can dig into. I mean, it's not high proof, so we don't expect it to burn us out. But it seems like there's some decent age on it.
Yeah, I'd be curious as to their age state, because they're also a very young distiller.
This is definitely their distillate. So,
definitely their distillate.
They didn't dip any MGP over there.
Yeah, no.
This is not MGP.
It is similar but different. This is hotter to me.
Spicier.
Yeah, spicier.
It's got like a very bright cinnamon candy palate to it.
I'm getting a little less spice, but the finish is longer.
There's a longer finish. There's a bit more heat on the finish.
There is. And JB, what you're saying on the cinnamon candy, that's what I get as it washes over my tongue onto the sides of my tongue. That's where I'm really picking up that cinnamon candy. Definitely a longer finish. I think it's a more complex palate. Also a really nice pour.
I would not be upset if somebody put this in front of me. Actually, I'd be very happy. And again, you can...
And I am actually very happy.
You can tell they char those barrels.
Which it comes through.
It may be a younger whiskey, but I think with that charring, you get better depth of flavor.
Yeah.
Which is what we're seeing.
Yeah, I'll definitely be buying some Israeli whiskey again.
I think I want to buy another 3-pack just to have on my shelf. Just for me. No offense to y'all. I want my own set at this point.
So far, 2 in, we're in a good value here.
Yes,
this is it is it's single barrel, so your mileage is going to vary on this one. It definitely is a different profile than what the small batch was.
It's not like incredibly off the wall though.
No, it doesn't taste like a completely different.
What was the weird word I used earlier? Familiarities.
Yeah.
There's familiarity.
Yeah.
There's similarities, but
it harkens back to the first pour.
It harkens back. Yes. But it takes it a bit further.
Yeah, the cinnamon
it brings it up
really
that next,
the cinnamon and the spice.
Yes. That next step that you would want from a single barrel whiskey. This is exciting.
It's almost like those sweet cinnamon hard candy a little bit.
Yes. But I said cinnamon candy. Does he not listen to me? I said cinnamon candy.
He just hates everything you said.
I have to, describe it better. But not imitation like a a Fireball or something like that. Just a nice, really good flavor.
Yeah, I'm really getting that oak and char on this one too.
Go back to the last one and see how it. Man, similar on the nose, but definitely different.
Yeah, there's more depth to the smell and the nose on the single barrel for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that is 2 for 2, man.
2 for 2. Yeah, I'm a fan so far.
Yes, very much so.
So we've tasted small batch, 90 proof, great whiskey.
Yeah.
Great nose, great palate. We've tasted the single barrel, which took that small batch up a notch, gave it that cinnamon candy flavor. I think a longer finish.
Definitely a longer finish.
It's lingering still, especially on like the sides of my tongue.
Yeah.
A little bit more heat in the finish.
Yeah.
Which is good, which I like.
Agree.
And so now the next one we're going to is the barrel proof, which you have the bottle for.
Yeah, I do. Slingshot barrel proof. So this is barrel 2. ABV 57.3. So we're definitely jumping a little bit here. And I'm here for it.
Oh, look at the color on that.
Oh yes, we're a few shades darker than the single barrel.
Yeah.
This one is the honey nut Cheerios.
Yes, it is. Like
this is
dead on.
This is straight up honey nut Cheerios.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah, the smell. Yeah.
Cereals of the spirit.
Honey and grain and
yeah, it is. It is such a unique and amazing nose.
Yeah.
But it's
this
like
on some cereal. Bam. Your life is perfect.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you're having whiskey on your cereal. How good is life right now?
Yeah, it's a fair point. It's 5 o'clock. Does that help at all? No. Okay.
Goodness, I love this.
I love the nose on this one. Yeah.
The nose on this one knocks the other two out of the park. The other two were good.
Yeah.
This is a phenomenal nose. This is
the depth of the nose is double or tripled each time.
Yeah.
And there's no offensive ethanol.
No,
none at all.
At 115.
Yeah, there's no offensive ethanol. Like I've had some bourbons that proof that make you go, oh,
your eyes water a bit,
your face melt a bit. Yeah,
you know,
you want to nose it and appreciate it, but you don't really want to nose it.
Yeah,
but this at what you said, 57.3% ABV.
Yeah, 57.3.
Like,
yeah, there's no burn to this at all.
Like,
you put this in your morning coffee.
See, morning coffee, morning cereal. You can put it in all of your morning
omelet.
That makes for a better day for sure.
Well, Legends, this nose is
it's really excellent. Nice. I like it.
I'm diving in.
All right, dive in. There's a little bit more burn, but it's not intense.
No.
There's that sweetness coming through.
Yeah.
There's a dry stone fruit characteristic to it. You know, like I wouldn't go as far as a red wine, but there's that dry stone fruit. There's the sweetness.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of spice. And it's not like the heat in the ethanol is not.
No.
It's not there. It's
an awesome finish. The nose and the finish have escalated with each one.
Yes.
Yeah. So what I really enjoy about it, like you're saying, JB, it has that really interesting sweetness that kind of hugs your tongue as you get the spice. And then it's also got that dryness that comes in, which I really enjoy. And it's a dry sweetness, like like you said, like a stone fruit, like a plum or something
cherry
like that. Yeah. Just it's really nice. It definitely has the best finish out of all of them.
It's got a longer, much like it's lingering on my tongue with some honey notes, with some of the cinnamon notes.
Definitely honey and cinnamon. I can taste that for sure.
The oak is there.
Yeah.
Like
oak's prevalent in all of them, which I'm really enjoying.
Yes. So either it's them blasting those barrels the way they do, and the environment, or they're actually, I don't know how long they're aging this stuff.
Yeah.
But
or maybe the climate in Israel is just that magical.
I mean, it is the promised land.
That's right.
I mean, it's flowing with milk and honey, and now some very good Kentucky style whiskey.
That's right. Jumping through the noses, even going through all three of them, they're all really pleasant, really nice, unique, similar, unique.
They're in the same family for sure.
Yeah, that barrel proof nose knocks my socks off out of all three of them.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, the barrel proof is definitely, I think, the star of the show. But you're going to get more of the complexity of the flavors and the nose and the finish and everything with that extra proof. Legends, well done.
Yeah, so well done. 3 out of 3.
Yeah, 3 out of 3.
3 out of 3.
This is not what I was expecting, so I am happy.
Well, I don't know what I was expecting, to be honest, but you buy stuff from a new distillery and you don't know too much about it, and sometimes you get something
good.
The
marketing exceeds the product.
But this time, this is definitely, if you have the opportunity to buy the 3-pack, you will not be disappointed.
You won't be.
If you're only going to buy one, buy the barrel proof, hands down. It's not an offensive high proof whiskey. The nose on it is lights out good. It's got a good long finish.
Yep.
But buy the 3-pack.
Yeah.
You might as well. Yes. You're buying all the way from Israel. Get all 3 and just.
And the 3-pack was I forget, what was it, like $250, something like that.
Something like that. We paid 70 something
shekel
each.
Conversion. Yeah.
I think at that price, coming all the way from Israel, brand new distillery.
Yep. And like we have always talked about in our episodes, if you haven't been with us, we talk about this a lot. Whiskey is an experience. It's an experience to be shared with friends.
Yes.
This is something that you can sit down and have a really cool conversation about. Great spiritual conversations because of where it's from and where it's created, where it's crafted. You can have great conversations about, the different styles of whiskey and what makes a bourbon, what makes a Kentucky whiskey, what makes what makes each of these things special, unique, and delicious, and just share a story, share a pour. You're going to be giving someone an experience that they're probably not going to get anywhere else. So it's just a great thing to have on your shelf.
I would agree.
Yeah. It's almost like a 3 whiskey lesson. If you had a whiskey newbie who had never had it, try this first one.
Yeah.
And it's good, and it was pleasant, and you could describe it because it wasn't crazy complicated or anything like that. But you could, now we're going to amp that up a little bit. And then you amp it up to something really good. But yes.
Yeah.
The barrel proof is awesome. Whenever they're char or water or Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went inside the barrel.
Exactly.
Tell us where that was at, right? They were inside the fire in the whiskey barrel.
And I'm excited to see what they're going to do in the future. I hope to see more products and more things coming out of this distillery.
Support small distilleries and see what they do.
Yeah, because you'll get blown away.
Yeah, and this is, again, another time I've been really pleasantly surprised with some unique grains.
Yes.
It's hit or miss, but this is definitely a hit.
This is a hit right out of the park.
Yeah, awesome. Well,
thou shalt buy Slingshot whiskey.
There you go.
My new commandment. So
yes, we'll add it to the list.
All right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining us today. Thank you, Craig, for being with us and pitching in on the 3-pack. Thank you, Rob, obviously, for being my hair pointing to the sky co-host. Right. Fancy Rob. And thank you, Legends Distillery. We weren't paid to. This is not a paid advertisement. We paid out of our own pocket to buy this, so it's not our opinion is not swayed in any way by that. And I'm happy to say it's a great product, and I would be happy to buy more in the future.
Saying thank you, Eric, for pointing us in this direction.
Yes,
this is really,
thank you, Eric.
Really unique, interesting stuff that I'm thrilled that we had a chance to try out.
Absolutely.
So you can find out more about us because we're fantastic. So jbbibleandbourbon.com/social. It'll have all of our social media links. So this isn't our normal format. Our normal format is we go through a message that JB preached or a friend of ours preached or, whoever a guest is at that time preached, right? We go through that message. We share some pours. We have a feature pour, share some information about the distillery, give our tasting notes, similar to what we did with each one of these here today. And we normally sit together and just have a great conversation. Again, great conversations over whiskey. And that's our typical format. So every other Friday is when we're together doing this. So we're our first year is in the books. So we're very excited for that. So definitely check out our YouTube channel, which you can again find at jbbibleandbourbon.com/social. For video, we're also on Rumble. We are on every podcatcher that you can think of, wherever podcasts are sold. They're free. Go get them. We're also on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and whatever other social media things happen to have sprung up since we've recorded it and you've watched this. So jbbibleandbourbon.com/social.
All right, my friends. Until the next time we're together, may the love of God the Father, the grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, and the fellowship of the Holy Spirit be with you. Go out and buy you some Legends Distillery whiskey now. We'll see you next time.
See you next time, y'all.